Euro 2024 will be the 17th edition of the Quadrennial Championship. Here are your groups for this summer's festival of football. "36 years ago, Germany hosted the European Championships. Germany's rivals, the Netherlands, were crowned the best team in Europe. In this very city, Munich, the place where we saw a great World Cup opener. Back in 2006, Germany were the hosts against Costa Rica. Scotland will be keen to offer a different flavour to the conquistadors. Back in 2006, they're back for their second Euros running. Can they redeem themselves after a disappointing group stage exit? Germany as hosts have been without any competitive flair over the last 2 years. Their coach, Julian Nagelsmann, is the youngest in this competition. He was born just 1 year before. Germany hosted the aforementioned European Championships in 1988. They've been a shadow of their former selves in recent years. Can they restore the glory of 10 years ago? It's time for Euro 2024. James McGinn breathes in, hits the shell of Rudiger. And the Scottish pressure remains. Here's the captain, Andy Robertson. Again returns it to Robertson. It's Shea Adams. Stopped only by a straying leg of Schottlerbeck. That one's whipped in towards Adams again, and it breezes past the German goal net. Works out wide to Christie. And he's picked up Shea Adams. He's all alone in the area. The journey of discovery as he curiously takes a strike at ter Stegen. Good footwork to open up Rudiger. Thank goodness for the Barcelona shot stoppers' reactions. Kroos with the first German corner. For the Euro hosts, here's Rudiger. Into Musiala. Wipes out immediately is Gundogan and is palmed away. Bulletproof goalkeeping from Gunn. Christie. And he goes back to Patterson. Picks out McGinn in the centre. Opens up on the left. And this time it wells wide. Another sigh of relief for the hosts. They're being put through their paces. Florian Wirtz. Now Havertz. Brought down by Musiala into the area for Leroy Sané. An inexplainable miss. Is that Bayern misfortune going to follow him into this competition? Great work from Germany, but how on earth? Oh, he's actually hit the post. It's a little more forgivable. But still, why is the shot going so wide? Straight down the centre, Gunners dove out of harm's way. Now Havertz, and that one is again squandered by Gunn. And the Scottish keeper on top form so far, but we're only a few minutes into the tournament. Another German corner. Cleared away as far as Florian Wirtz. Now here's Schottlerbeck. Is he going to answer the calls of the crowd to take fire? And he's left a mark on the crossbar, and Musiala couldn't follow up on the rebound with any productivity. It's the closest the hosts have come so far. And Jamal Musiala was just a few feet from granting the hosts the euphoric lead they so crave. Now it's absorbed by Toni Kroos. Havertz. He releases Wirtz. Finds himself running straight into Cooper. Now McGinn can flip it on the Germans. As Shea Adams bursts the Scots into a shocking lead in the German homeland of Munich. That one's going to hurt a little bit. The German homecoming party has just heard a gigantic record scratch. It's not in their script at all. Scotland, who have been largely absent from international competition for many years, have just rudely inserted themselves into the conversation. Great footwork from Adams. Gets it back, and Rudiger is chasing in vain. And just 2 minutes after taking the lead, Shea Adams gets a historic brace for himself. The first goals of Euro 2024 aren't German. They are Scottish and proud. An estimated 400,000 embarked on Germany for these finals. And they're living their best lives. Musiala trying to pick out Havertz as the Germans try and reduce their damage. Shut away by the studs of Gunn. Here's Furyk. Another cross belted in, and it's Zane. We couldn't keep it on target, and Gunn is relieved. Gundogan. Now Wirtz. Wirtz! Another great save from Angus Gunn of Norwich City. And the Bundesliga champion, he hasn't got an answer for their Scottish resilience here in Munich. Zane. Now he picks up Fulkrug. And he's pulled it wide. What a story to open Euro 2024. Scotland have stunned the continent. It's Germany 0, Scotland 2. Cologne, Germany is the place where Switzerland was eliminated from the World Cup in 2006 on penalties to Ukraine. In Euro 2020, their finest moment came against the reigning world champions France. Spain 1964 is the highest heights that the Hungarians have reached. They finished third in those European championships. But the floor is open. Who wants to do the dance and capture the points that the Germans have dropped here in Group A? It's Hungary versus Switzerland in the Colonia Agrippina. Szoboszlai back to Styles. Belts in the cross. And Barnabas Varga bounces his header just a few inches wide. Okafor of AC Milan on the march. And he finds Granit Xhaka in the centre, and he slips at the crucial moment. The Swiss captain and the Bundesliga champion. I'm sure we all expect better composure than that. There is Xhaka. And he unleashes the shot, goes for glory himself. And Galashi wasn't going to flinch. Links up in the centre with Szoboszlai. And that's a disappointing hit. The Liverpool playmaker knows he can do better. Here's Granit Xhaka. Resists the urge to shoot. No, he does actually go for it. And it was a whisker away. Styles. Here's Varga. Tries to hold up the play. It's Gazdag. Oh, and he knows how close he came to the opening Hungarian goal. Just a couple of minutes away from the hour mark, and the Swiss have come forward and earned a penalty. Zalai has clattered in to Zakiri. Maybe a little panic station for the Hungarians. It's undeniable. Now Granit Xhaka to put Switzerland in front. What a save from Galashi! It was pounded right at him, but he needed a hand of steel to withstand the power of the former Arsenal midfielder. He's celebrating like he scored a goal, and Granit Xhaka. If you can't score from the spot, then when will you ever? Here's Noah Okafor. And he's starved for support. And if you want something done right, do it yourself. But even he couldn't do it right. Time of the essence now for Hungary, and Szoboszlai has slipped in. Szoboszlai grabs the Hungarians. A very late goal is better now than never. 2 minutes on the clock. But the goal has come in Cologne. Very hard for the Swiss to take. They'll spit it out. It's a hard one to swallow. Can't blame them. But Hungary have grasped themselves a late victory here. It's Switzerland 0, Hungary 1. Berlin will be the backdrop of the European Championship final this year. Spain are no stranger to tournament finals. They won back-to-back editions in 2008 and 2012. The Croatians have had a recent World Cup renaissance. reaching the final of 2018 and the semi-finals of 2022. Something's got to give here in the capital of Germany. Spanish coach De La Fuente picking up where Luis Enrique left off at the last World Cup. It's a new-look Spanish side with lots of potential, so let's not sleep on La Roja. We will be led by veteran Alvaro Morata. The Croatians' golden generation may be fading out, but one thing we have learned in these tournaments is never to count them out. Ivanisic allowing the overlap from Sousa. Sousa finally makes a cross! And the overhead kick belted over by Pasalic. Sousa once again, the Croatians counting on this crossing opportunity. And Simon is almost severed at the head by Kramaric. Here's Rodri. Now Fabian Ruiz. Oh, that's a tricky one, dipping down. Onto Livakovic's goal. That would have been a wonder hit had the keeper not had other ideas. Pasalic's ball in. Away by Lenormand. Ruiz as far as Modric. Kovacic directly to Sousa. Now here's Kramaric on the turn and he squeezed it in. And Spain go behind in Berlin. The folk hero of Hoffenheim is Andre Kramaric. Oh, he had his way with Bayern Munich on the last day of the Bundesliga season. And he's not about to run out of stories to tell at the bar. Here's Lamel, covered by Livakovic, one of the bright young players at these Euros, unable to convert. Almost smashes it into the spherical objects in between the legs of Morata. Spain have to recover. It's Grimaldo. And Morata shook off the cobwebs to get on the end of it, but it's just wide. What a great header that would have been. What's a tournament without a few handbags? The Spanish are letting their frustration spill over. Oh, and it's just captured on the line by Livakovic. Time wearing thin, the Croatians may have the last laugh here. In the Group B opener, Lamel! The little boy from Barcelona has backed an equaliser. 4 minutes of stoppage time to go yet, but they'll take it. The Croatians have sat back for the entirety of the second half. And one of the Euro starlets, Lamine Yamal, announces himself here in Germany. One last roll of the dice for Spain. It's like the 1999 Champions League final all over again. 2 goals in added time to flip the results. And it's the captain who leads by example, Alvaro Morata. He's just one of those players, always comes good in these international tournaments. The same can never be said about his club performance. But he's an icon in these tournaments. It's Spain 2, Croatia 1. Group B will be rounded off by the supposed best in Europe, the defending champions Italy. Take their place here in Dortmund as they take on the red and black of Albania, who returned for only their second international competition. Their first appearance was in Euro 2016. That year, the Xhaka brothers came head-to-head. Many English fans gritting their teeth in resentment at the Azeri, and will surely be wishing for a swift demise, starting with the Albanians, who will be led by their captain, Berat Jimsiti, the Europa League winner for Atalanta. The Italians have missed out on 2 World Cups in a row, so they have a lot to prove at these Euros, especially with the pressure of being the defending European champions. Barella has been dispossessed, and it's Broja! Oh my gosh, what a start! Armando Broja. Chelsea fans will be familiar with him, as will the current employers Fulham. Look at this, straight from kickoff, has come out of nothing. The complacency of Barella was punished. Barella, who has to calm his nerves after being robbed for the early goal from the Albanians. And Scamacca is denied by a brilliant stop from Croatia. Held up, the long ball to Broja once again. Bajrami to Asani. DeMarco can't reach him. Bajrami once again to Broja. And this time it's an easy capture for Donnarumma. Pellegrini going for the strike is tipped away by Croatia. Here's Cambiasso. Supported by Barella. Return to the Juventus winger, seeking out Scamacca once again, and he gets another chance at redemption. And the reigning European champions on the road to defending their honour. Through Gianluca Scamacca, as he clashes with his clubmate of Atalanta, Jim City. It was a stalemate on the cross, but Scamacca follows up expertly on the rebound. Scamacca once again on the volley. This read well by Croatia. This time it was Chiesa with the ball, a great pass. And not a bad piece of technique from Scamacca. Italian corner finds the head of Alessandro Bastoni of Inter Milan. Another chance from the corner kick for Italy, and it's risen into the net by Lorenzo Pellegrini of Roma. And there is an aroma of Italian brilliance emerging here in Dortmund. They've turned the deficit around. A good corner from Barella. And Pellegrini leaps the largest out of all of them. Broja picks out Asani. Bastoni trying to keep him in check. Now Asani whirls the ball into no one in particular. And it's captured by Donnarumma. What a bad piece of technique from Broja as a Serbi sticks his neck on the line. Barella opting for Cambiasso out wide. Overlapped by Chiesa. Pulled back for Scamacca. What a save! Croatia pushes it onto the post. There's Chiesa once again, avoids the temptation to go down. Scambiasso, and look at that from Pellegrini. Little taste of Joga Benito from the back heel, trying to loop it over Croatia. It's ambitious, it's arrogant, it's awesome. Pellegrini, here's DiMarco. Lumps it into the area to Scamacca, who can direct it onto the goal. Just a few minutes left. Can Albania rescue a point? Broja might have a chance here. He's in with a shout. He's one-on-one with Donnarumma. And he's choked. Choked through on goal. What a chance. Locatelli shot shut down. Jorginho gets the help from Cambiasso, is curled in towards Chiesa. And the victory is in the hands of the European champions. It's rounded off by the Juventus. Magic midget is Federico Chiesa. And we can't lie, gets a touch of fortune through the legs of Croatia. It's a good start for the campaign of the defence of the European Championship. It's Albania 1, Italy 2. We touch down in Stuttgart, Germany, as Slovenia take on the surprise packages of Euro 2020. Denmark, who almost had the fairy tale story of the last tournament, with the misfortune of Christian Eriksen and then reaching the semi-final to fall to England at Wembley. Is that just a part one of a multi-part series at the Euros? Now Senegoge watching the overlap of Stojanovic, and it's belted in! It's a wicked deflection from Christensen. The dreaded start that Denmark would be keen to avoid, an own goal The Danes have scored their first, but it's not in the way they would have hoped. An unfortunate deflection. It's a valiant effort from Christensen to clear. Nothing Schmeichel could do about it. Slovenia take the lead. Here's Eriksson. Cross comes in towards Rasmus Højlund. Here's Damsgaard. Plucked up towards Højlund and it's back for Jensen. Jan Oblak on hand to capture. Return to Damsgaard. And he goes on the warpath. It's Damsgaard! What a moment! And what a goal! From the man who put England fingertips in their mouths and the nails were gone at the last Euros. In the semi-finals with an exquisite free kick, it's Damsgaard who comes good for the Danes against the Slovenians on a run of his own in a universe that belongs to him. Shrugs off the pressure and it's curled in past our black. Even Højlund doesn't want to spoil his game. Here is Bar. Into the centre towards Eriksson as it's flurried a few feet of the goal. Jensen picks out Højlund. And that time it's read well by Oblak. Great save. One of the best chances for the Danes in this second half. There'll be a lot of eyes on one of the Manchester United's bright sparks of the season, Rasmus Højlund. Well, that's a brilliant ball. He's hit it directly at Oblak. And the Danes had that chance to win the game very late on. It's Slovenia 1, Denmark 1. Time is a strange place. A bittersweet return for England to Gelsenkirchen. They were eliminated on the raffle of penalties against Portugal back in 2006. The new generation of the Three Lions keeps on rising and rising. Runners up of the last European Championships, they swallowed the bitter pill of defeat against Italy at Wembley. They face a tough test against Stojkovic's Serbia. Their coach was a star player for the former Yugoslavia back in the early 90s. The former Serbian captain and star of the Red Star has led Serbia to the World Cup and this point, Euro 2024. When they were part of Montenegro, Serbia and Montenegro had unhappy memories here in Gelsenkirchen. They were part of the famous 6-0 defeat to Argentina in the World Cup 2006, one of the wonder goals of the tournament, scored by Esteban Cambiasso that year. Mainu. Saka returns it to the Manchester United man, and it's a good save by Rajkovic. Foden. Here's Jude Bellingham. Options. Kobe Mainu is one of them. Bellingham finds Saka. And Saka has a shot blocked in. Harry Kane scores the first goal for England. Or not. It's offside. A scrappy means to an end. Is persona non grata as Harry Kane, the Bundesliga's top goal scorer, ruled out. Tadic gets caught out. He's won it back. And here is Vlahovic. And this time Pickford has to stand his ground. Southgate's reliable number one for England. Outstanding stop from the Everton keeper. Swelled in. Now Mainu won the volley. What a moment that could have been for the teenager. Established Manchester United's win in the FA Cup final and nearly granting England their first goal at the Euros. Here's Vlahovic from range and he hits the crossbar. Oh, Serbia are here to play. They're not here to roll over for the favourite Three Lions. It's Kostic with the cross. Vlahovic! He converts in England. Out behind. After nearly 30 minutes, Dusan Vlahovic singing on behalf of the old lady of Juventus here in Gelsenkirchen. Is this the start of the downtrodden form for England? A 1-0 defeat to Iceland before these tournament finals, and now they're behind to a full-strength Serbian side in the yard of Slovakia. Bellingham emerges with a crossing opportunity here. Bellingham swings it in. Dravkovic punches it. And Mainu on an encore of his earlier volley. Bellingham wins it for Kane. He prods it on to Xhaka. Only the side netting of the goal nets will do for now. Tadic. Vlahovic on the turn. Skarpaden Tadic nearly follows it up with a surprise header. Stones. That one's shut down. Now Mainu returns it back to Stones. Played up wide to Kyle Walker. Kane in the centre. Directly on Dravkovic. Well, England are trying. They're throwing everything they can at the Serbians for now. Foden. Bellingham. Well, Bellingham opens fire. Another good stretch from Dravkovic. Foden. To Mainu. Bellingham. Saka. Saka from range. Again, swatted aside for a corner from Dravkovic. Foden welds one in. And it's just barely tipped over from Dravkovic. And the Serbians survive for now. What do England have to do? Out wide to Zivkovic. Pulled back for Juricic. Juricic! And it's slapped out by Pickford. Bellingham. Out wide to Kyle Walker. Only Harry Kane in the centre. Not that it matters. Harry Kane levels the game for England. Their all-time leading goal scorer continues where he left off at the Euros. England are back in this. Short of Foden. And he's picked out Grealish. And it's Kane. Oh, he throws it away. 5 minutes to go of normal time. Saka. Now here is Kane. Tony is emerging on the wide. Oh, it's nearly crossed the line. What a pass. The setter by Ivan Toney. He does the best he can. Rajkovic gets her hands on it. Controversy emerges. Has that crossed the goal line? Looks to me like it does. Palmer. Now Bellingham. Permitted by Alexander-Arnold, and Toney has done it. They've sealed it. Right at the 11th hour, as Winston Churchill would say. The same way they did against Tunisia in 2018 in their opener. But this time it's not Harry Kane, it's Ivan Toney, the Brentford boy. Millimetres beyond the fingertips of Rajkovic. England have left it to dramatic fashion to capture their first 3 points of Euro 2024. The ghosts of Gelsenkirchen removed. Is England 2, Serbia 1. Could it be a premonition that the champions of Euro 88 back on German soil commence another campaign of European success? The Netherlands will take on Poland here in Hamburg. Could it be one last dance for Robert Lewandowski, one of the greatest strikers of the modern era? The Dutch coach won the European Championship in '88, so he'll be hoping some of his experience rubs off on the new generation of the Orange. Poland were the hosts of this tournament 12 years ago. This time the pressure is off in their rivals' backyard of Germany. Well, the Weghorsters put it on a plate for Cody Gakpo as he runs, he scores! Cody Gakpo unlocks the lead for the Netherlands in just 15 minutes. Not the start the Polish would have hoped for. As the Liverpool winger Cody Gakpo emerges out of thin air. Marlon. Now here is Simons. De Jong on the first attempt. And is splashed out of the sky by Szczesny. Maybe the Dutch are in their rhythm now. Here's Frankowski. Back to Matty Cash. Frankowski gets it again. Short to Zielinski. It takes a deflection. Off of the backside of Virgil van Dijk. And Poland are back square. It's far from a clinical finish, but you'll take anything you can get at the Euros. Virgil van Dijk, one of the most experienced defenders in this competition, concedes the own goal. Simons. He's absorbed by Szczesny. Gakpo beats Cash to keep the ball alive. Ake's cross is cut out. Van Dijk is no match for Lewandowski in the sky. It seems here's Lewandowski again. This one's pulled into the centre. Back towards the captain, Lewandowski. Is it cut down by Verbruggen? And it's going to be a penalty. Because Van Dijk couldn't resist the urge to dive in. He sees red. Not in the form of a card, but in the capacity of danger. Lewandowski. To put Poland ahead. He does. He goes straight down the centre. And the Barcelona striker, the Polish captain, and the living legend, turns the game around for the Eagles. Here is Slace on the ball, and has played into Lewandowski as he cuts it wide of the Dutch goal. Zielinski. Now Lewandowski on the turn again. It's a direct hit to Verbruggen. And Zielinski couldn't follow up. Ake. Here is Gakpo. Crossed into Weghorst. What a save from Szczesny. Bring Ponta. De Jong. Now Simons. On to Weghorst, who tries a flashy finish. It's a fancy first touch. Marlin. Weghorst pulls it back. And it's Depay. After that start, it didn't go as the Dutch have hoped. Poland have upset. The orange is Poland 2, Netherlands 1. Your former world champions and World Cup runners-up, France, take on Austria here in Dusseldorf. There will be questions asked of the French, one of the favourites, one of the strongest teams in the world, but they do have their moments. Redemption is on the mind of Les Bleus from their elimination by Switzerland at the last Euros. Austria are heralded by head coach Ralf Rangnick, formerly of Manchester United. Much like Poland, earlier in the group, they were the former co-hosts of Euro 2012. One of the biggest questions of all is Kylian Mbappe's mind in this tournament. We'll find out. Worked out wide to Poshk. As he finds Arnautovic in the centre. Takes it on the volley, and that would have been a splendid goal. Here's Arnautovic. Lima returns it back to Arnautovic. It's Lima! And it stings the hand of Maignan. Chouamani. Now Griezmann keeps it alive. Here's Hernandez. Kylian Mbappe, the man of the moment. Chips it up for Giroud. And there was the chance. Great save from Schlagler. Austrian corner punched away by Maignan. Here is Marcel Sabitzer. Lost it up. Maignan punches away once again. Griezmann can't play out. And he's been dispossessed. And Arnautovic can punish the French with an Austrian goal in Dusseldorf. The former world champions and the favourites are behind to the Austrian Eagles. Rabiot. And he unlock Mbappe on the break while Giroud maybe can. Here's Kylian Mbappe. Griezmann in the centre, plants it. Beyond Chagla for a French equaliser. Just 4 minutes away from half-time. And the boy has become a man who made a name for himself in Euro 2016. He was the top goal scorer that year. Koeman gets the jump ahead of Mwene. It's Kingsley Koeman! What a turnaround just before the break. Can't think of a better time. Kingsley Koeman is on the punctuation mark of the French counter-attack of death. It was unlocked by Chouamani. And David Alaba couldn't make it back in time against his former clubmate. Now here is Antoine Griezmann. Marching forward, and he tries to curl it in splendid fashion past Schlagler. Mbappe. Driven up the line to Thuram, who's one-on-one with Schlagler. Marcus Thuram, the son of Lillian, extends the French lead. Now they have a little cushion here in Düsseldorf. But what a pass from Kylian Mbappe, largely invisible for most of the game, but Marcus Thuram steps up, takes some of the spotlight away from the captain, all the pressure in the world from the new Madrid striker. Could be a chance for Austria emerging here as Alexander Prass has just tucked it beneath Magnan. It's game on in Düsseldorf. Alexander Prass reminds the French that there is no such thing as an easy game at the Euros. Mbappe picks up Griezmann, pulled back for Hernandez, and Thuram couldn't get there in time, and it's a follow-up that drifts wide. Luckily enough for the French, it finishes. It's France 3, Austria 2. We are back where we started in Munich as Romania take on probably the neutrals' favourite here, Ukraine. Everyone will be behind them. A lot has changed since the last European Championships, politically at least, for the team in yellow. But Romania are not a team to be slept on at football tournaments. A historic 1990s run for the tricolour as one of Eastern Europe's biggest battles commence in one of Germany's biggest grounds. Zinchenko opts for the long option. That's played back to Dobrik. And nearly a rapid start for the Ukrainians. Dragus has knocked it onto Man. Dragus pulls it into the area for Koeman. And in less than 6 minutes, the Romanians have a brilliant opening goal. It was sniped by Koeman. He spoons out of the left for the Romanians, and he's placed it past Linian. Corner player plucked to Tisenkov. Played into the area towards Dobrik, and it's Sigankov. He squeezes it in through the tiniest keyhole, but it's all for nothing. He is offside. Dragus looking up. Gets support from Man. Back to Dragus, who just about clips the post. Dobrik in the centre. Peels it wide. It's a daisy cutter. Can the Romanians extend their lead? Oh, only nearly. On a player, belts it down the flank to Sigankov. Back to Konoplea. There's Dobrik, rattles the crossbar. Here's Koman, picks out Dragush. He's 1v1 with Lunyan, scores to make it 2-0 for the Romanians. Well, the Ukrainian sympathy party has been crashed by the Romanians, the tricolour in Munich. Zinchenko plays it into Dobrik and he squeezes it in. And the Girona hitman carries over the great form from La Liga. Alexander Zinchenko picks him out. Not a lot of options from that near post, but he picked the best one. Malinovsky has found Yarmolenko. Pull back from Malinovsky. Oh, he's been wiped out. We're getting a definitive penalty. For the Ukrainians, one last roll of the dice as the minutes tick away. Stanchu is the penalist. Now Dobrik, and he does, fires it down the middle. Girona's hero scores a point for the Ukraine. The points are dished out between Romania and Ukraine. In Munich, it's Ukraine 2, Romania 2. We are in Frankfurt as Euro 2016 and Euro 2020 saw quarter-final exits for the Red Devils, one of the golden generations of the last two tournaments and the favourites. A slightly new generation have emerged. They are still captained by Kevin De Bruyne, and Slovakia return back to the European Championships for the first time since 2016. An unremarkable group stage exit for the so-called, otherwise known as the Falcons. Will this year be the year that Belgium finally get their recognition? De Bruyne. Lukaku plays it back to the Manchester City legend Kevin De Bruyne. Here is De Bruyne once again, overlapped by Castagna, and it's played into Bakayoko. Here is Kuchka. Driven up the line to Kavaric. And Castells was where he needed to be to cancel out Kavaric. Off the thigh of the keeper. As he rubs it in Kavaric's face. Lobotkia. Now Rosowski to Kavaric on the turn. Hits the post. And that is a chance for Slovakia. They won't want to remember. This time is glanced wide by Bakayoko. Slovakia coming forward once again, and this time it's Kavaric on the overhead kick. There's Haraslin, now Kavaric. Kavaric takes a deflection. Can't get any closer than that for Slovakia. Takes a deflection off of Vertonghen. Slovakian corner. Lands in the lap. Hits the post. And Belgium live. Bakayoko. It's a Penda. Cuts inside and he fires. The Red Devils into a red-hot lead. Not much time remaining here in Frankfurt. Luis Openda, who plays his football here in Germany, has gifted the Belgians a valuable goal. Vermin into the centre towards Lukaku, who tucks it in, and surely the 3 points come to the Belgians. The work was done by one of the most underrated midfielders in the competition, Vermeeren. He puts it right at the feet of Lukaku. And Slovakia make amends here. Castile says no. Now here's Haraslin. And it goes out for nothing in particular. It's Belgium 2, Slovakia 0 here in Frankfurt. A vast array of talent on display here as Turkey take on the debutantes, Georgia, here in Dortmund. Georgia will be inspired by Greece in some capacity. They are the former European champions, and Georgia beat them to qualify for these finals here. They're coached by the former European champion Willy Sagnol. Turkey are a nation associated with shocks. No need to explain the 2002 World Cup and even the Euro 2008 odyssey of excellence that saw them reach the semi-finals, only to fall to Germany. And guess what? We're back in their homeland. Kokorashvili plays it through to Mikadadze. What a moment in the Georgian history as Mikadadze has just blown Georgia into the history books at the European Championships. Selic gets the ball from Yildiz. Selic trying to pick out Unal, and he does to perfection. And yes, Unal rises to tuck the header home for Turkey. It's 1-1. We may have a competitive game on our hands here in Dortmund. Here's the captain, Albania. Kvaratskhelia. No doubt about Kavicka. Kvaratskhelia, the best player on this Georgian side. Here's Unal. Altoglu is burying himself into the area, and he's fired it wide. Kvaratskhelia. Piece of interplay returns it to the Napoli forward. Oh, he's fired Georgia back into the lead. Kvaratskhelia. He thrills the travelling Georgian fans into a euphoric frenzy. They're back in front over the Turks. That's a good save captured by Mamardashvili. Cleared out as far as Kochku. Here's Ozcan. Altoglu puts it into the area, and now Demiral has put himself on top of the Turkish pyramid to level the game for the Crescent Stars. Looking for Unal there. Now Selic. Right out wide to Yildiz. Cross comes in, and it's Unal! Second of the game, and hopefully the final one as far as the Turks are concerned. My gosh, the Georgians have gave them a game, and Unal may have punctuated it. A heartful effort from the underdogs, but it finishes Turkey 3, Georgia 2. And now for your final game of match day 1 of Euro 2024. We land in Leipzig as the Seleção have dusted off the dancing shoes of Cristiano Ronaldo. One last tournament dance, surely. We said this at the last World Cup, but here we are. We take on a Czech Republic side who scored one of the wonder goals of Euro 2020. It was Patrick Schick against Scotland in Hampden Park, beating the keeper from nearly 50 yards. It's one of the best new-look Portuguese sides of the new millennium. Here's Barach. Schick keeping it alive, and it's back to Barach, who fires it at Costa. Czech corner imminent. Czech Republic coming forward once again. Schick lays it off to Barach. What a dipping strike to give the Czech Republic a thunderous lead here in Leipzig. They've stunned one of the tournament favourites, Portugal, and has come off the back of a counter that Barach has scooped this in. It has knuckleballed furiously past Costa and caught him out. Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's fire that wide to João Felix. Couldn't do much with it from that range. Felix. Into Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he's banged it into the Czech goal. The Czech keeper Staniak is stunned as Bruno Fernandes comes good for the Seleção. Portugal are level. Silva, Fernandes, Felix. Now he finds Silva once again in the centre, denied. Now, Cancelo chips it in. Desperate clearances all around. João Felix can send it off in fashion. Portuguese corner. Portuguese corner swung in and is banged out by Vitinha. Felix. It's knocked on to Silva. Fernandes goes down. He takes a pie face from Barach. And it may be a Portuguese penalty and an opportunity for the one and only Cristiano Ronaldo. It's saved. And it's thumped home on the rebound. And Portugal go in front for the first time tonight. And Cristiano Ronaldo scores for the 6th European Championship in succession. Silva lays it off to Ronaldo, denied by Staniak. And here's Rafael Leao, has the dignity to stay on his feet. And Schiller. Now Silva, here's Leao. There's going to be Bruno Fernandes. There's a mix-up between him and Ronaldo. It's tucked on by Fernandes. He stands. And Portugal are surely running away with the 3 points on match day 1. It's a brace for Bruno. I think people wanted to see a more clear-cut goal from Ronaldo, but that may come. It's Czech Republic 1, Portugal 3. Scotland stunned the host Germany to rise at the top of Group A. Italy and Spain are in pole position. In Group C, England beat Serbia with a last gasp winner to remain top of Group C. The former world champions France are above Poland in Group D. Belgium stands tall above Romania and Ukraine. And meanwhile in Group F is Portugal, sharing the points with Turkey. Early days, but your top goal scorers of match day 1 are Shea Adams of Scotland, Artem Dobrik of Ukraine, Bruno Fernandes of Portugal, and Unyez Unyal of Turkey. Let's see how close we got to the match day 1 results of Euro 2024 as it kicks off tomorrow night. Let me know below what your best match, best goal, and best game of match day 1 was. Thank you as always for watching.